Master. Once a man went into a wood and saw a beautiful creature on a tree. Later he told a friend about it and said, "Brother, on a certain tree in the wood, I saw a red-colored creature." The friend answered, "I have seen it too. Why do you call it red? It is green." A third man said, "Oh, no. Why do you call it green? It is yellow." Then other persons began to describe the animal variously as violet, blue, or black. Soon they were quarreling about the color. At last, they went to the tree and found a man sitting under it. In answer to their questions, he said, "I live under this tree and know the creature very well. What each of you has said about it is true. Sometimes it is red, sometimes green, sometimes yellow, sometimes blue, and so forth and so on. Again, sometimes I see that it has no color whatsoever." Only he who constantly thinks of God can know his real nature. He alone knows that God reveals himself in different forms and different ways, that he has attributes and again has none. Only the man who lives under the tree knows that the chameleon can assume various colors, and that sometimes it remains colorless. Others, not knowing the whole truth, quarrel among themselves and suffer. Yes, God has form, and again, he has none. Do you know how it is? Brahman, existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute, is like a shoreless ocean. In the ocean, visible blocks of ice are formed here and there by intense cold. Similarly, under the cooling influence, so to speak, of the bhakti of its worshippers, the infinite transforms itself into finite and appears before the worshipper as God with form. That is to say, God reveals himself to his bhaktos as an embodied person. Again, as on the rising of the sun, the ice in the ocean melts away, so, on the awakening of jnana, the embodied God melts back into the infinite and formless Brahman. Doctor: Yes, When the sun is up, the ice melts. And what is more, the heat of the sun turns the water into invisible vapor. Muster. Yes, that is true. As a result of the discrimination that Brahman alone is real and the world illusory, the aspirant goes into samadhi. Then for him, the forms or attributes of God disappear altogether. Then he does not feel God to be a person. Then he cannot describe in words what God is. And who will describe it? He who is to describe does not exist at all. He no longer finds his I. To such a person, Brahman is attributeless. In that state, God is experienced only as consciousness, by man's inmost consciousness. He cannot be comprehended by the mind and intelligence.